Hello everyone, I'm SteampunkMiner and welcome back to Lands of Zankar. This is episode 6 and today we're actually going to make the semi-auto smelter. It only took me forever, right? So let's hop right into that and get going, shall we? Okay, let's get started on the semi-auto smelter here. So I'm going to place down these two barrels because these barrels are going to be for the fuel and for the item to be smelted. We're going to end up removing this guy here. Then we're going to have a powered rail underneath each one, as well as a solid block behind each one. So when that gets powered, the hopper minecart will actually go. Then we're going to take these hoppers, place one hopper on top of each powered rail, and then this is where the hopper minecart will go a little bit later. So now the next part we want to do is start rigging up some redstone here. So we're going to need a signal to let us know when we want to send off the minecarts. Alright, got our bricks. So now what we're going to do is we need to lower this down. In fact, I might need to do a little bit of rearranging here to get this to go down properly. So we're going to have redstone coming out here. There we go. So that will activate that. Okay. Then we need it to come down so that it will reach this point here. So what we're actually going to do is knock these out. Put that one there, put a piece of redstone here, 1, 2, and boom. Just like that. Okay, so now when we put that on, it'll turn these off, and that'll be the default state so that the upper minecarts will just hang out on there and wait for items to be inputted. Okay, so I did a few little alterations. I had to scoot this back just a little bit so I can get it flowing down correctly to be nice and symmetrical. Makes it easy. And then I have these rails that will feed down into here. And then one set is going to go over the top of the furnaces here. And the other set is going to go around the back. And one more right there. Okay. Now, the last part we're going to do is probably knock this out one more on this side. Just like that. Very good. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to take our powered rails again. We'll put one on the ends here. And then we're going to have a little hole here, a little hole here. We're going to drop in a lever to power both of these. And then we can take our normal rails. So, for example, this is the fuel side. So we're going to layer all these rails all the way through across all these hoppers and go right up there. So this is going to be our fuel side. And then here, this one is going to come down here, turn a little bit. Oh, wait. All right, there we go. I got it figured out. So this is going to come down, turn, and rotate, and then it's going to go across all of these hoppers, just like so. And I actually need to, I need to move this. This needs to be up one more. My bad. It doesn't like me. Okay, here we go. There and there. There we go. Got it. So now we can remove that one, refill the hole, power this block here. So we're going to put the lever here and power that one. So fill this all in. Doop, doop. There we go. So now the minecarts will bounce back and forth whenever I turn on the switch. So I'll show you that here. So we hop up here and we drop our upper minecarts into place. Right here, and then another one right here. We hop up here, we're going to flip the lever. See, these will go down, deposit the items, bounce out the wall, and come back up. Now, if we turn this off, upon return, you can see there's no power on these, so these will then stop and be ready to deposit items again. So if I put a piece of cobblestone in there, that'll go right into that hopper minecart. Okay. So now the next step is to create the output. Alrighty, so here we go. I've got the space code down underneath here, and I also created a path that'll connect up to the barrel. It's going to go right there. So we need to have 5 hoppers, or 5 droppers. We're going to go 1, 2, hold shift, 2, 3, 4, 5. And looks like we need one more, so I'll probably end up just raising this one because the barrel is going to go right in there. So let's do that real quick. We're going to drop this down. Boop. Okay, and we're going to put in one block there. Then we can grab our droppers once again, and we can build up a little pillar. Okay, and then this is where the barrel will sit on top. Okay, so that's our output now set up. Now we need to create the system which is going to pull out the materials here, and then it's going to go and get fed into this dropper over here. So what we're going to have here is another layer. Just to get this going correctly, we're going to have one hopper that's going to feed into here, right? And actually we're going to have a couple hoppers. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, maybe let's do, yeah, we'll do 3 here. That's perfect. Okay, so now we're going to have another layer here. We need to move out because what we need to do now is have a powered rail here that should bounce off of that. So we're going to knock that out, remove that, grab our levers. We'll put one here which should power that, but that's also going to power this hopper, right? Because this currently will not put anything in there because it's locked. So we need to find a better position to power this rail. So what we're going to do, I should take this out. Okay, and that, did that go into my dropper? Okay, things are going into the dropper everywhere. Alright, so we need to figure out how to power this little spot here a bit better. So maybe what we'll do is we'll have a powered rail here that will actually be the one to push the cart around. So if we go like this, grab some rails and we put them up here and have them stop right there. Let's just test real quick if we have the minecart bouncing along here. Let's see if we can get it going. Alright, let's just, oh! Okay, we'll just grab the regular minecart real quick. We're going to test it. We'll put this here, push it up, and see if it bounces. Okay, so it doesn't bounce. So we need to have power into this rail. So the trick we can do here then is like we did before, is we have a block here, power this block. And you can see that won't actually affect the hopper down here. So we can grab that out. We can remove the minecart, which will get sucked in. Okay. Then we can take our powered rail that I don't want to put in this dropper. Okay. And we'll put that right here instead. So we're going to put that in right there. Perfect. So now if I go to this dropper, okay, and I have a minecart. If it's there, it should get launched. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here we go. So I led some redstone down into here because what I want to do is, now that I have made this more of a streamlined connection here, this redstone is going to lead back and all the way to this powered rail right here. So now I can, whenever I turn on the switch, it will make all the minecarts go, and whenever I turn it off, they will stop in their prospective little parking spots. Now the next part here is going to be setting up a timer that'll activate to get all of these droppers to push all the items up into the barrel. So now let me clear out some space for that and get that all set up. Okay, so now we have the little setup here. This right here is quite awesome actually, because I can power all 4 of these droppers with this. So I have a piece of redstone here, and because the observer allows blocks through it, redstone through it, I can power this one. And then when the power goes through here to the observer, it'll activate that one, plus the redstone on top will activate these 2. So it's really cool. So if I put a piece of cobblestone in there, and if I were to take this lever, for example, and, oh, not there. We'll put it on the block. Now power that, as you can see, the cobblestone has made itself all the way up to the very top. So the next part we need to do is install a timer here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So what we're going to do to make a clock here, it's very simple. We'll take our repeaters and we'll make a little plus sign like so, and then we're going to take our redstone and just make a circle, just like that. Okay, now the one thing I'm going to do to modify this though is I'm going to take out this corner here. I am going to, of course, grab that iron. Ooh. So now right here we're going to take the sticky piston, which I didn't bring my sticky piston. I'll be right back. Guys, I don't have slime. I'm gonna go on an adventure and find some slime. Be right back. Alrighty, I got my sticky piston, so we're gonna drop that right into there. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do, we'll put our block. Let's see, let's grab one of these guys. Drop it right there. Okay, and then we're going to hook up a piece of redstone to this a little bit later. So I'm gonna actually clear out some space so I can do so. Okay, now the last little bit is going to be right here. So what I'm wanting to do for this lever here, I want to have so I need a redstone torch sitting here, so that'll be currently on. Okay, and when a signal comes out of this, I need it to send a redstone signal to that right there and turn that off. Let's figure out exactly how we're going to do this, because I need this redstone signal to go from here. So this will currently have power. So I want this, when the system is not working, I want this to be on. So we need to reverse this. So that needs to be on, and this one down below needs to be off. So we need power coming from here, perhaps. See, so we'll get power into that block. Then it will feed up into this block, which will then give this power. So that'll be off. There we go. Perfect. Then when a block arrives in here, it'll reverse it. It'll activate the clock. And then what we're going to do with the clock is we're going to have an actual on and off switch to be able to power this. The last little bit is going to be taking this lever here and connecting it in up above, because we need to have a little switch that we can activate the clock to get it going. We'll have a lever sitting on this crafting table, so then we can get power going down through the crafting table. So we'll go down below and find our crafting table here. We'll grab a piece of redstone. Oh, we need another block. Another block there. So we're going to have redstone up here. And then we can lead the power down doot, doot, to here. So we'll have it come down. And one more. Just like that, and boom, it can start the clock. Perfect. So now, let's give this thing a full test, shall we? Alright, here we go. Here's the first test. So when we activate this, they will start bouncing back and forth, as well as we saw the other one there, moving back and forth. Now, uh-oh, they don't have enough power. I'd have to adjust where those sit. Okay, yep, gonna have to... Oh, that one made it up this time. Okay, and okay, that made it up the second time, which that's actually okay. So as long as they make it back up, we're good. Because then, even if it doesn't come up the second time, it'll be able to put in more blocks. So let's turn this off. Let's see if there's anything left in these. No, okay, so there's nothing left in these. Now that one's going to stop because I just turned it off, but let's just see what we've got so far. So we've got 2 in there, 2 in there, 2 in there. So this is probably not the most productive currently. So we probably need to make a couple of runs of it loading fuel so we don't have to worry about that being too inconsistent, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it being extremely consistent. Now what we're going to do here, over here we're going to flip our lever. Oh, and that should send power down below. Okay, so I had to do a little bit of rearranging. I had to make it 4 droppers because it did not like having 5. I decided to push it over 1. Alright, here we go. So now I'm going to test this out. So if this is activated, this should bounce in, go all the way up here, go across this line, and feed gold into this here. Now, let's see, we can have just a bunch of stuff in here. We're going to test this to make sure everything goes through. Now we got everything coming up, and it's actually silent, which is really nice. You don't have to hear the clickety-clicks. And once it's finished, this should relight. See, the light just turned on. Okay, let's see if we got all of our gold. We got 42 there. Let's see if there's anything left in the droppers. Okay, so we still have items in this dropper here, so I need to adjust some timings to get this working right. So now I've got 2 repeaters in here that have a 4-second delay, or 4-tick delay. Let's try testing 16 of those. Let's hop up here. We'll see the lights off, telling us there's items. Okay, we'll activate it. It will pump all the items up. Okay, the light turned off. And we have 9, so we need to adjust it a little bit more, it looks like. Okay, so we need an even longer delay to make sure that it doesn't turn off too quickly. Here we go, test number 3. So there's our 16, okay. Plus I added another 24, and it stopped at 8. That's interesting. So we got 16 sitting here, and 8 here. So this thing is not triggering enough. Alrighty, so it is working. The problem was that there was already something in the system. So if there's items in the middle of the system, it won't actually work properly. So look at this. 16 gold ingots in the bottom. And 16 gold ingots in the barrel. Yes! Well, that was a head scratcher. But I finally got it working. Yeah. Awesome. We now have a semi-auto smelter. Woo! Alright everyone, that's gonna be it for today. We finally finished the semi-auto smelter, and we just have to do the fancy chimney to cover it up to make it look awesome. So I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.